Given the reality that humans live with chronic illnesses throughout life, the complexity of military actions, such as the Israeli Defense Forces' retaliatory strikes on civilians to eliminate the Hamas, can be compared to the ongoing management of chronic diseases. The Hamas guerrilla tactics, akin to a deeply embedded virus within a body, challenge direct intervention without risking harm to healthy tissue, in this case, the civilian population. In this analogy, military operations designed to target the Hamas's deeply rooted presence among civilians are like treating a chronic condition. Surgical intervention, while sometimes necessary, involves significant risks of collateral damage. This decides to act exceedingly difficult, as both immediate action and prolonged inaction carry severe consequences. On one hand, without intervention, the threat of the Hamas persists, much like an untreated disease. On the other hand, overly aggressive actions can lead to significant harm. Destabilizing society, much like a failed surgery, risks the patient's overall health. In making an ethical and civilized decision, both the US and Israeli leaders, conjoined twins in the Israel-Palestine conflicts throughout, must objectively weigh the immediate risk posed by the Hamas guerrilla warfare against the long-term harm inflicted on civilians. This decision-making process mirrors how doctors balance the risks of invasive treatments with the necessity of addressing a life-threatening condition. The principle of proportionality in international humanitarian law is paramount here, ensuring that any military action taken must be proportional to the threat posed and must avoid excessive civilian harm. Just as a surgeon aims to remove only the diseased tissue, military planners should aim to minimize harm to civilians. Failure to act against the Hamas risks allowing their influence to grow, akin to leaving a chronic illness untreated, which can have long-term consequences for the region's security. However, overly aggressive strikes could lead to widespread civilian casualties and destruction, undermining moral justifications for the operation and potentially fueling future conflict. The very legitimacy of such actions is at risk if the means used to eliminate the threat compromise the humanitarian values that should guide military interventions. Ultimately, decisions to intervene must be made with precision, considering both the immediate security needs and the broader humanitarian and geopolitical consequences. It is not enough to justify military actions solely based on the presence of a threat. The methods employed must be carefully calibrated to avoid inflicting harm that undermines the very values of human life and dignity that are supposed to be protected.